If you have a podcast, you probably get spammed daily with promises of more downloads and boosting you to the top of the charts. Don't fall for it.
And now, a look at this week in podcasting news. It's the Jag Show Podcast.
There is a podcasting company called Audacy Media. They claim to, quote, vault you ahead of the curve and spark change, end quote. Then, to stand out in an overcrowded space, they faked audience metrics and even a Goldman Sachs fundraising call. And eventually, like all supposed podcast hacks, the house of cards came tumbling down. Steve Goldstein of Amplify Media has a nice write-up on this in today's show notes. Alex Cooper, who hosts the hugely popular Call Her Daddy podcast, told the BBC that any podcaster should have a plan and be authentic. She's done both pretty well. Spotify just gave her $60 million. I still maintain, though, that if you're going to hustle with your podcast, it is not a good idea to be on only one platform. Sure, if Spotify offered me $60 million, I'd take it gladly. But most of us aren't in that podcasting stratosphere. For example, the comedy horror show Last Podcast on the Left is actually exiting their Spotify exclusive deal that they signed back in February of 2020. They're moving to SiriusXM and Stitcher, where they'll be free on all platforms, and oh, by the way, get their own show on satellite radio. They want to grow, and they realize they need to hustle in multiple places. Again, there are no shortcuts. Don't worry about getting millions of followers. Focus in the first couple years on building about 1,000 true fans. 1,000 people who are loyal to you and become evangelists for your show are far more valuable than 10,000 Facebook fans who are just going to click like on your post and move on without even listening to it. Good article on this from Medium in today's show notes. The audience is there for you. Edison Research's Tom Webster says when podcasting listening spiked early in the pandemic, it never really dropped off. The medium is here to stay. Told you last week about Sheep Podcasts Live, getting rave reviews all over the web for its inclusivity, its collaboration, its self-care breaks, its pool, and especially its swag bag with a nice pair of headphones. Tracy Long DeForge has a nice write-up in Podcast Business Journal linked in today's show notes. And finally, radio company Audacy, formerly Entercom and CBS Radio, has bought digital streaming service platform Wide Orbit for $40 million. Audacy and iHeart continue to invest heavily in digital while continuing to let their traditional radio properties dangle in the breeze. If you're looking to start a podcast as part of your 2022 marketing strategy, drop me an email. We can have a conversation. jag@jagindetroit.com. Until next time, stay healthy and stay safe. Later.
If you like what you just heard, share The Jag Show with someone else who's interested in podcasts. You can also follow The Jag Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. For help creating or improving your podcast, visit jagindetroit.com.